What's going on, YouTube family? Welcome back. AROD Locks here. We're going over Monday Night Football. This is Week 12. We're going to cover Ravens versus Chargers Monday night. That's going to be Monday, November 25th. As you guys can see right here, 6:15 start time. This is Mountain Standard Time. It's going to be 8:15 on the East Coast at SoFi Stadium. Don't have to worry about weather or anything like that. If you're new to this channel and you've never seen what I'm doing here, I'm going to go over spread, money line, over, under. Look at how the line has moved a little bit. Look where the money's at. Just talk a little bit about that. Give you guys all the information so you can place educated and informed bets if you're going to bet on Monday Night Football on any of the sports books lines or anything like that. At the end of this video, I'm going to give you three of my favorite player props in this game. The free pick on Sunday Night Football, sent it out to the free users. That one did not hit. We had Matt Stafford. Sorry, we did not have Matt Stafford. We had Puka Nacua under 6.5 receptions. He had 9. That one did not cover. But we did hit Saquon Barkley's longest rush. Obviously, he had 2 rushes for over 70 yards. That one hit. That was easy. And then Jalen Hurts under 1.5 passing touchdowns. That one hit for Sunday Night Football tonight. Those 2 hit, but the third Puka Nacua ruined that slip. However, I loved the other 2 picks. I wasn't as sure about the Puka Nacua pick, so I did those other 2 picks in another slip with Matt Stafford under 247 passing yards, 47.5. And he ended up with 243. So we did hit that slip, put us up on top. Even though we lost that other slip, we still won the other one, which covered us to actually profit on the day for those slips. But let's move right into this game, guys. I'll try to keep it quick tonight. The spread right here, it opened at -2 for Baltimore, +2 for the Chargers. And right now, you guys can see it's sitting at -2.5 for Baltimore, +2.5 for the Chargers. Odds on Baltimore to cover that spread are -116. Odds on the Chargers are -105. So odds to hit for Baltimore on the spread is a little bit better than the Chargers. So think about how that payout's going to work for you guys. We'll be doing another video. Another subscriber asked me to do a basics of sports betting video. I haven't gotten around to doing it yet. I've been extremely busy coaching playoff football. However, we just lost in the playoffs, so I'll have a little bit more time on my hands. I'll be getting that video out hopefully sooner rather than later. We're looking at where the public bets are and the public money. 65% of public bets are on the Ravens to cover this spread. 59% of that public money is on the Ravens. So it's not really a huge amount of money one way or the other like we see in some of these big primetime games. This one's not obviously 50-50, but it's a 59-41 split. That is a pretty big split where the money's going. So it's not, the public isn't just smashing one side of this like we typically see. So more money is on the Ravens, which is what am I trying to say here? Which is how the line should be moving from -2 to -2.5 for Baltimore because people are betting on Baltimore. So line didn't jump a ton because not a ton of that money is on the Ravens, but it is moving the way it should be moving. Now let's look at the money line. Opened up Baltimore -135. Now it's Baltimore -146. Obviously, it opened up as the Chargers as the dogs here, +114. Now it's at +123. So the Ravens went from favorites to even more favorites, and the Chargers went from dogs to even more dogs. So more money should be going on the Ravens, which it is. 76% of public bets are on the Ravens. 62% of public money is on the Ravens. So a little bit more money here coming in on the Ravens side on the money line than there was on the spread. So the line is moving the way it should on that one. However, based on this season, just based on how everything's been going, the Chargers, I don't see it from the eye test. I don't see them being a threat in the AFC to actually make a Super Bowl run. They are in the playoff picture right now, but they find ways to win games, guys. Like I told you guys last week, if they beat the Bengals, then something's off. It's a little bit rigged or something because the Bengals are a better football team. They just can't win football games right now. But the Chargers are finding ways to win. That Jim Harbaugh knows how to manage a football game, knows how to call plays and work the game in his favor, in his team's favor. And J.K. Dobbins has kind of emerged back into who we thought he was going to be in the NFL had he not gotten all those injuries. So the Chargers are a good football team. So I do expect this to be close. Their projected score right here with their algorithms say 25-24 Ravens. So that it is going to be a close game. I also believe that. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think the Ravens kind of snap back into it and blow the Chargers out? Or is it going to be tight? I think it's going to be tight. Then on the over-under, you got it opening up at 47 points. Now it's sitting at 50.5, 50.5 points. -110 odds either way On this one, you got, as always, Public's taking the over. Public loves the over, guys. Sorry, I got an eyelash just fell in my eye. Public always hits the over. Not always, but I would say more than 90% of the time when we look at the bet percentage and the money percentage on an over-under bet, Public is taking the over. It's just how it goes. The public loves it. So 63% of the bets are on the over. 67% of the money is on the over. I'm going to look at this one a little bit more. Probably midday tomorrow, I'll place a bet, but I'm going to watch these lines and watch this money movement as we get closer to game time. I'll be sending one of these picks out to my VIPs. If you're not in the VIPs, guys, you can get 3 free days. Just click down here in the description that says free and VIP picks right there. Click that. Use code SCRIPT when you sign up. You'll get 3 free days. Let me win you some money before you even think about subscribing to the paid picks. And then, obviously, if you don't like to buy picks, there's a free plan as well. Get in on the frees. Join the community. You'll get access to the free Discord. And speaking of putting in picks, I will be putting these in more than likely on Rebet. I do use plenty of sportsbooks. I try to find the best odds, but I've been putting my picks in on Rebet so that people can see the odds that I'm getting on Rebet, my VIPs, and even when I put my free picks in on Rebet, because it's legal in 47 states. So if you're one of those in one of those states that's just like against sports betting and most sportsbooks aren't legal, check out Rebet, check the map, see if your state is one of those 47 legal states. Chances are they are, because there's only 50 states. So only 3 states are not legal for Rebet. So if you want to get into sports betting and you just haven't been able to because of legalities, check out Rebet. I'll leave you guys a promo code. Use code AROD. You'll get up to $100 on a deposit match. So if you put in 100, they match it 100. That's $200 to play with. Play on their free money. Get all the free money you can. But let's move into the player props now. We got J.K. Dobbins, longest rush. I'm just going to jump right into it. Already have that pulled up. His line is set at 12.5 right now. I am going to take the over here. You guys can see it's highlighted. I haven't even pressed add to my picks yet. So 12.5 yards. Look at his graph so far this season. There's been 3 games that he has not hit this. And in those 3 games, he was a half a yard shy in 2 of them and just a yard and a half shy in the other. So a 12-yard rush against KC, an 11-yard rush against Arizona, and then a 12-yard rush against Tennessee. Those are the 3 games he went under 12.5 for his longest rush. Every other game, he's gone above it. You see the 61-yarder he popped off in week 1 back there. Some 40-yarders here, some 30-yarders. There's a couple games I'll go on the other side as well. Say these 2 games he barely covered it. So there's 3 games where he's barely under, 2 games where he's barely over, but the rest he's well above that 12.5-yard mark. I do believe J.K. Dobbins is their guy. They've been feeding him more than any other running back. Gus Edwards obviously had the injury. Kamani Vidal, I do like that kid, but he's been more involved in the passing game than the running game. So J.K. Dobbins is getting the carries. You can see here 15.2 rush attempts per game. If he gets 15 carries tomorrow night, I guarantee one of those carries is going longer than 12.5 yards. Yes, the Ravens have a good defense, but they have not been what people have expected them to be. It's more in the secondary. They are giving up a lot of passing yards, but even in the running game, they haven't been what people have expected them to be, and that's partially why they haven't been as good as people thought they would be. 7-4 is not a bad record, don't get me wrong, but a lot of people were thinking that the Ravens would be more sitting like the Chiefs are right now with 1, maybe 2 losses, but nonetheless, they got 4 losses. Let's move into the next one now. Take J.K. Dobbins over 12.5 for his longest rush. Now we got Zay Flowers here. His receptions line is sitting at 4.5. We're going to take the over on his receptions. Just looking at his chart here, guys, it's 5-5. He went over it 5 games. He went under it in 5 games. The last 2 games, he actually went under it. Right now, the Chargers against wide receivers are ranked 8th in giving up receptions. So that does not bode well for us. But look at what Jamar Chase did last week. And no, I'm not comparing Zay Flowers to Jamar Chase, but Jamar Chase had 7 catches. He's the number 1 receiver for the Bengals. Zay Flowers is the number 1 receiver for the Ravens. I like Zay Flowers to go over. The implied probability on this pick right now is 58%. You can see here if I click this little drop down, all these odds by different books for this to go over. Caesars has it at -180. That's a 64% implied probability on Caesars. But FanDuel at -130, you're getting a 58% implied probability, and the consensus is 58% implied probability. So the books think this is going to go over. I happen to agree with them just based on matchup, even though the Chargers have been doing pretty damn well against wide receivers. They use Zay Flowers in array of different formations and positions. He's out of the slot, he's outside, he's coming in motion. They use him in a lot of different ways. They use him in the quick game. So, I mean, if he gets a couple quick screens, there's 2 receptions right there. So, Zay Flowers to go over 4.5 receptions. Lock that one in. And then the last one, this is the easiest pick in the NFL. Derrick Henry to get a touchdown. He's done it in every single game. Go back to that well as many times as you can. Eventually, yes, he's probably going to have a game where he doesn't get a touchdown, but 100% right now. It's 100% hit rate. So I'm going to take it. I'm going to go back to this well. Probably every week I will have Derrick Henry over a half a touchdown as long as the books or any of these apps keep his line at half a touchdown. But speaking of that, I'm going to put these in on Chalkboard. Sleeper, you guys know I love Sleeper, but they had Derrick Henry's touchdown line at 1.5, and you couldn't adjust it. So the apps, the DFS apps and the sports books are starting to get smart, and they're setting Derrick Henry's line at 1.5. Some of them. Chalkboard still has it at half a touchdown, so that's why I'm going on Chalkboard with all 3 of these picks. Code worldwide, I'll leave that down here at the bottom. That gets you a deposit match up to $100, just like the Rebet one I was telling you guys earlier. Chalkboard code is worldwide. That Rebet code was code AROD. Both those codes will get you a deposit match on those 2 different apps. That's all I got for you guys, though. If you like what I'm putting out here, you like my style, what I'm doing here on this channel with the betting descriptions, I do most of the primetime games like this. Give you guys a breakdown of the betting lines and as well as some player props that I like. But if you like that stuff, guys, hit the subscribe button, and if you're really into it, hit that notification bell. All my videos will be mouthful of words right there. YouTube will notify you of all my videos. I apologize for me stuttering right there. But that's all I got, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you, whether you're liking this video, you're just watching it, or you're actually subscribing. Seriously, I appreciate you guys. You're helping out my algorithm, helping me grow this small channel. I'm trying to grow it bigger so that we can build this army against the books, us versus them. Have a good night, y'all. Happy Thanksgiving week. I'll be putting out some videos for the Thanksgiving games. Stay tuned for those. Those will be dropping probably tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll get all 3 of them done tomorrow. Maybe not. Maybe into Tuesday if I have to. But thank you guys again. I'll see y'all next time.